This rectangle is clearly shorter than a square and a half, so my go-to would be a root 2. Square root of 2 is 1.4142. I'm going to check it. Pretty much an exact match, which is rare for something that was shot so long ago on film. Photographer was likely shooting color transparencies, with 2 flash heads at a 45 creating shadows on both sides that the designers will crop off the drum scan in a setup for print. Maybe there wasn't a frame on it when they shot it to cause those shadows. Maybe they cropped it evenly top and bottom. Hard to say, but here we go. This is how you make a root 2 manually. You just take a square's diagonal and drop it down. Now you have the square root of 2 in a rectangle. If you take its diagonal and drop it down, you have a root 3. Take that, a root 4, and so on. And each one of these rectangles has its own interesting aspects, which can be used for specific directions in design. What makes the root 2 special is that the golden section is in the center. So without this specific dimension, it looks like you're just trying to find thirds with the armature, which is the manual way to find thirds on any rectangle of any proportion. And it's probably because of that, a root 2's secondary divisions were often used as a primary. So what's my point? It's that this piece is definitely defined by a dominant diagonal. In fact, that's a common theme in a lot of his work. And where is he finding this diagonal? It's the secondary divisions of the root 2 golden rectangle. And while we're at it, what else is being defined by the root 2 secondaries? We have the sled and the polar bear's head, the right side of all these shapes, a paw, find the center line and another paw. And now that we have the center, the other side of the sled. But I'm going to stop there because I want to move on to some elements of design. What is up with this weird thing going on with the hair? It's clearly the key, or the focal point of the painting. You can see that just by squinting. Why is this shape so prominent and clearly defined? Here's another. Is it just an echo of these shapes in the sled? Or the sled itself, here and here? But it's much more than that. Check out these polar bears. It's a game of repeating shapes. And he's going to keep on playing that in all kinds of directions to create balance. And the more you look for that, the more you will find it. But what is it based on really? And the best way to understand that is to go back to my old buddy Bridgman. Spent a stupid amount of time training on this when I was like 14. When people think of seeing something like the human figure in terms of shapes and volumes, they think of sculpture, but it's not. It's actually classical drawing 101. And it basically relates to anything. I call it shape stacking. Think Renaissance, Michelangelo, Rubens. You're basically stacking shapes on top of each other. In this case, circle, square, and you're repeating that. Relates to any kind of form, really. Here he's using a variation, triangle, circle. Whether it's large or small, triangle, circle. So I think it's a technique of shape stacking that this initial shape was created from. Just because it works so naturally with the polar bears, and it all points up back to the key, or the focal point, which is the dude. But the most important aspect of all these techniques, including how they're laid on this section, is how well they work together. Each technique plays its own part in strengthening the relationship to the whole.